Is your child a natural-born entertainer? Now is their chance to join the most talented youth dance crew in the Mid-South, the Blue Bunch. The Blue Bunch entertains Grizz Nation with their energetic dance routines and even have the opportunity to collaborate on performances with leading artists in the entertainment industry. Kids ages 7 to 17 are invited to show off their skills and personality for their chance to join the next generation of NBA entertainers. Open auditions are Saturday, June 28th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
With a knockaway.
Good defense.
Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
That's no show. Let's go.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Are you ready? Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
The First Ladies of FedEx Forum, the Grizz Girls, are known across the NBA for setting the standard for professional dance and entertainment, and they are looking for dancers to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. With the chance to gain professional dance experience and connect with the Memphis community, auditioning for the Grizz Girls is an opportunity you do not want to miss. Come show up at Open Call Auditions Saturday, July 26th at the Memphis Sports and Events Center. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Javon Evans might be the John Morant of the WWE. You ask me how do I say that? It's because Javon Evans is electrifying. He is viral. He does things you've never seen before. The most athletic guy you've never ever seen in the wrestling world. He reminds me of John in a wrestling ring. So Javon Evans, I'm proclaiming you on this day the John Morant of the WWE.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Live from downtown Memphis, this is the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Chris Vernon.
Here we go. It's noon on GrindCityMedia.com. It's Chris Vernon Show. Welcome. It's a Wednesday, June 11th, 2025 edition of the show. Today on the show, we got Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Finally, had a couple days off, and they are back in action tonight with Oklahoma City and Indiana. We'll give you a Game 3 preview later in the show. But the big news today on the show is the head coach of the Memphis Tigers football team, Ryan Silverfield, is going to be here in studio as they have a little downtime before they're going to get OTAs and everything going on with the Memphis football team. We'll talk to him about the offseason and everything that has changed and what they look like through the spring. It is a Wednesday. It is beautiful outside. Smile, let's do it. Turn it up. I hope everybody's having a good day. All right, ton of stuff to get to on the show today. As I mentioned, Coach Silverfield is going to be joining us in studio. We'll talk about all the news and notes of the day and Game 3 that is going on tonight in the NBA Finals. Before I get to anything, I welcome John Roser to the show. John Roser, a.k.a. the Cologne Ranger, the Body Spray Bandit, Senior Sack, Johnny Backpole, Johnny Bearcat, the Grim Roser, John Asparagus, Johnny Neck Carb, John Lance. He's Yogi Roser. He's Dr. Thunder.
I am Dr. Thunder. Happy birthday to one of the GOATs. Joe Montana, 69 years old today. Go Niners.
Oh, who cares? Devin Walker's here. He's the microphone mangler, Senor Quasadilla, Mr. Math, Navajo Joe, the reporter, the photographer. He's Walker 93.
Yeah, my guy Silverfield's in the studio, so I had to put the throwback Dante Culpepper jersey on. Mr. Get Your Roll on himself. I had to put it on today for
entering his sixth season as the University of. How about that? Six seasons as the University of Memphis football team's coach.
Yeah, year 10 here. I mean, it's amazing.
10
years in the city of Memphis. Love it. Been here a decade and rolling strong. You know, I'm trying to get to jersey number 11, the 11th year, but yeah, let's get through.
So 10. You were there with Culpepper in Minnesota way back when?
Not that old.
No?
But
almost.
He was at UCF before me, and then Minnesota before me. So I've just been chasing.
Right before.
I've been chasing Culpepper the whole way.
Oh, wow. Yeah. All right. So, well, look, before we get into all the football stuff, big life changes for Ryan Silverfield since we last spoke to you.
Yeah.
Not only did you become a father.
Yeah.
You became a father twice over.
Yeah. I always say this, at my age, the good Lord's got a sense of humor, give me identical twin girls at this age, and it's a blessing. But 4 months down the road, I'm still standing, and they're hopefully standing soon. But it's been a
hopefully standing soon.
How much sleep are you getting?
Yeah, evaluate your fatherhood performance so far.
Between football and two twins.
Right, just like some people would say about my coaching record. Yeah. No, it's been awesome. It's been a lot of fun. They're bundles of joy. It's a lot of work.
And I
give, let me give credit where credit's due, obviously, to my wife who does all the work and just allows me to stand there and hang out and sometimes occasionally get the, here, change this one.
Now, twins is a genetic thing. Did you have a heads up going in that this is in the cards or at least a real possibility? Because as we know, if it's in the family tree, it almost always has to be in the family tree at some point, right? That like, hey, there is a possibility that we could have two.
You think that would have been discussed at some point? Maybe a heads up during the dating process. Maybe some sort of like, Hey, by the way, no, I mean, it's like looking both ways across the street and then getting hit by an airplane. I mean, just bam. Oh.
So you did not know until you went in for like the sonogram?
Yeah, no clue. So
and they said there's 2, and you said,
great.
He dropped to his knees. He was like, no. 2 boys? Wait, 2 football players? No.
2 football players?
No. So as I got weak in the knees and said, "Say, coming in at here he's getting a little bad." And, no, it's phenomenal. It's fun. It's a blessing. And it's
life changes dramatically. I can only admit. Look, I mean, even when you just have 1, it changes dramatically. I can only imagine with 2 how much it's changed for you. But I'd imagine like you have just been I mean, look, you're the guy that when we bring you in here, we're like, hey, so what have you been watching on TV? You're like, nothing. You're football, life at the office, football, and like, that's just not possible.
No. So I'm trying to work on being a good father. It's funny because
I'm trying to work on
Step by step, girl. Step by step. It's a new thing. It's a new thing.
Yeah, I mean, so.
But you have spent, the better part of your 44 years of life have been dedicated to this sport, and it's all you think about. It's all you do, and it's like, that is for sure second priority now.
Absolutely. Look, 28th year coaching, but my number one job for the last 28 years, 27 years has been football. 100% full-blown dedication. And now the best job I can have is being a father. And I don't mind saying that. That's, fans will say, oh, you still, believe me, I'm still going to work the 100-hour work weeks. I'm still as dedicated to this job as ever. But I think what it does is it allows me to put the focus on what truly matters, right?
Right.
As much as I hate to say it, the golf clubs got put up. So unfortunately, Chris,
we
can't go out there and swing.
That's tough.
I have no idea what's going on with the Pirates this year. I got no clue on anything. You don't either.
It's only.
I know.
You got to understand. It's what matches. You have enough players to know.
Yeah.
They're wearing gear of teams they couldn't care less about.
Well, now that he's now the one of the faces of.
That's it. Grind City Media. That's it.
I mean, we got the good-looking young man.
You know what I'm saying?
He's grown up too.
Yeah, I love it.
He's grown up too. All right, so look, after last season, what did you end up thinking about the most?
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal was to win the championship. We didn't do that, and so can I sit back and say it was last season a failure? I don't think that's fair.
You were 11-2.
11-2. Beat Florida State at Florida State.
Yeah.
Got paid $1.3 million. The university did to play that game. And
did you ever goof on him about it?
My old boss, my buddy, who once actually sat in the chair a couple days before taking that job. I remember.
Have you mentioned it to him since? Have you talked to Norvell since the game?
Yeah, but we're close friends, so it's not one of those. Like, I think it's a little bit.
How
sensitive.
long before you said ha 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 ha?
Hey, you sent him a text and said, "My favorite year is 2012." My favorite year is 2012.
How long did it take before you texted Mike Norvell?
We just like a screenshot of the final score.
The box score. You sent him the box score.
You want to see the picture of me in the locker room afterwards?
How close are you? Because it would have taken me literally 30 seconds.
When the check came for $1.3 million.
Right. You took a picture of it and sent it to him?
Yeah, no. It's one of those, it's that sensitive deal because obviously they had a rough year. But now we talk about it and we've got such an appreciation for each other. I said, maybe in retirement, I'll certainly bust his chops, right? If we don't ever play each other again, I say, hey, 1-0, baby. I'm up on the tee box first, right? I get how this. No, but then you think about 11 wins, right? The first time in back-to-back school history in 109 years, right? Back-to-back 10-win seasons, right? Being with West Virginia in the bowl game, a Big 12 team. So I think just kind of the momentum. But ultimately, not being able to win the championship, that falls heavy on my shoulders, and that's been our main goal ever since I took the head coaching job. A lot of respect for the players that came through, then it's an immediate turnaround.
Yeah.
I mean, the day we landed back from the Frisco Bowl, I was having lunch with recruits the next day. So what did I think about right after the game? Yeah, how do I go get this kid from the portal and figure this thing out?
All right, reflection time. 42-21, entering your 6th season, right? Of the 42, which one do you think about the most?
Yeah, my favorite probably was the Liberty Bowl win versus Iowa State here.
That was a big one.
I had so many fans tell me, obviously beating Mississippi State here. A lot of fans said, man, that was always one of those check the box. But then, obviously at FSU was great, get that win. I'm from Florida. But I think that Liberty Bowl, because I had so many fans say, we've always wanted to play in the game and then win it. And I look back in 2018 when we played the game and lost, to come back and find a way to play the same team in Iowa State versus, the coaching staff, Matt Campbell and his staff, they've done a phenomenal job all those years. And then to win in that fashion, I think, it was the biggest underdog game we had all season, 10-point underdog, wherever the heck it was. And they go out there and feel like we actually single-handedly won the game. No fluke plays, just went out there and took care of business.
The better team.
And then I had so many of our fans, and to get that 10th win, and the fans say, man, we always wanted to win a Liberty Bowl. It was a great crowd. And then I think that kind of set the momentum for where going forward to this next season. Now from here on, right, you look over at 21-5 over the last 2 years, like how do we continue to stack these things? And the kids who are recruiting now, they're like, man, this program has just been, as we know,
they see you on TV. They see you every year in the bowl games. I mean, look, it's very impressive. It's 11 straight bowl games, and I think it's the longest streak of any of the non-power schools.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Memphis has the longest streak of any of the non-power schools with the now over a decade-long bowl streak. All right, so I asked you about the 42, and you said that was the one that stood out. Of the 21 losses, which one do you think about the most?
I still, to this day, my first game as a head coach, because we've been able to win 5 straight bowl games. That Cotton Bowl game, I think.
I'll never forget that day.
Right, it was a great memory.
Really? That's the one that.
Well, no, that hurts, certainly. But you always go
and
back.
Michael Parsons. He got with that dude. Trust me, I'm a Cowboys fan. When he was chasing down Kenny Gainwell, I was like, who is that?
Yeah, so was I. Who's that guy from the backside A gap that just chased down Kenny Gainwell in the reverse?
Why is he faster? Why is he faster than everybody?
Everybody.
He was like Lawrence Taylor, bro.
I always said if Michael Parsons had just sat that game out like these guys are doing now, I might have a big Cotton Bowl ring on my finger. Like, I know.
So really, but do you?
So I think about that one.
You don't look back at that and go, man, I should have won that.
Well, and then obviously recent history, right? I mean, it's you always certain play calls in certain games. I'll be able to list off, hey, I regret this situation and this call, and I'm always the first one to own it, right? I always hate these head coaches who are like, not me, blame players, BS, right? Like all losses are ultimately on me, and finding ways, whether it's a play call, whether it's me putting the guys in the right situations. So I look back upon year after year after year and say, okay, what could I have done differently? Was it something in the offseason? And then going back to this past season, right? I mean, the Navy game, clearly we weren't prepared for that triple option.
They got outran y'all like 18 times.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Oh,
yeah.
That dude, we were texting about it, like, why is this dude so much faster than everybody?
So, clearly.
It was a big moment for white athletes.
Yeah, he was,
our argument with Devin.
He was flying.
Like, this guy.
Who is that? Is he back? Is he back?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, they're all back.
He was lightning.
Oh, crap.
He was so much faster than ever. He was Michael Parsons that day.
Yeah, thanks.
Right? Yeah, I'm sorry, but I mean.
That and then, obviously playing at UTSA, not being able to win that. You tied up at halftime. Obviously a tough place to play, and didn't get it done there. So, you're always going to think about the most recent losses.
Right.
Are there games that haunt you the rest of your life? Absolutely. They are. Those are the ones that keep you up, unfortunately.
Is it hard to shield yourself from distractions within the season with the way that college football is set up now, right? You hear these horror stories of players coming and asking for more money, or I'm going to, like, in the course of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Oh, it's happening to you too.
It happens to everybody, right? Whether it's
how do you deal with this while you're, you know what I mean? Like, because it used to be, it's 6 seasons here. But you've seen it both ways, right? Where it's like, okay, we got our team, and like, then if this kid wants to leave, he's going to have to sit out for a year. And so that's a big decision to make. Whereas now it's like, we just saw this offseason, Tennessee lost their quarterback over money.
Yeah.
And it's like, what just happened here? And I can only imagine that that's not just an off-season thing that's taking place, but how have you figured out how to navigate it within the season?
Yeah, Chris, there's an infinite number of distractions and quote-unquote problems that come up just in the game plan itself, right? Just dealing with it's hard enough to deal with an opponent and get the guys ready to go play football. But then, there are so many things that have come up that weren't even discussed 2 years ago when I was on the show, right? That are now coming in and that come up with money issues, transferring. We had think about the Iowa State game. We had 3 starters, right? 2 starters on the offensive line, a starting DB that went in the portal before the bowl game. That game. Before we took off for West Virginia, before we even got on the plane, I had 6 of our players say, "Hey, coach, I'm going in the portal." They didn't even go with us on that trip to West Virginia.
That's insane.
Why? Why do they not go? Why do they not see that through? No, I'm saying
maybe they feel there's better
from their
opportunities.
perspective.
Because
I got it. From your perspective, it's stupid. From their perspective, what would they say is the reason that they didn't want to participate in that?
4 days less being in the portal, maybe not wanting to risk injury in practice. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
That's crazy because you went to war with these dudes all season. Now it's like last game. It's like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, that's the weird thing, right?
And plus you get free crap.
You do get a lot.
And it's free.
A lot of free crap.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
Free trip.
Right?
Absolutely.
You might get a pair of beats out of it.
She might.
So the reality of it is this: a couple things. One, there are so many other things just to focus on getting ready for a game. And this is not to sound like coach speak or any of that stuff. And you guys have heard me talk about this. During the season, I'm off all social media. Right? Once training.
You are?
Oh, yeah. Completely off.
Like LeBron.
I just know, don't even look at it. I have our...
So when we're killing you, you can't even see it.
You can't see or hear us.
Free reign!
Perfect.
Free reign!
Perfect.
Now, when I come up from the grave and they're like, "Hey, Chris Vernon was bashing you all the time."
I was way harder on Seth.
Yeah, it was Seth.
That's true.
He was catching it from us. Seth was catching it
John
from us.
Rose or Silverfield hates you. So when you come back out of the grave in December, make sure you have something for him. And they always say Devin's got my back, so I appreciate that. Bro.
So you try to stay out of social media.
Just completely, because it doesn't. Right, even when things are good,
right,
it distracts the mind.
That's right.
And then I just talk to our players all the time, like, where do we got to keep our focus? Because it's so hard, and treating every week like it's its own season. And sure enough, there's going to be problems that arise, and there are different problems that arose at different times. Hey, coach, my check didn't come through, or hey, school X has already reached out to my agent. I'm not sure if I want to play this game.
How many kids you got on the team right now?
117.
How many would you say have representation?
Over 100.
What?
Wait. Like real ones or like just like my homie that I knew from back in the day?
Well,
we're not judging their representation, Devin.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, I know this dude from high school. He gonna do my money for me.
But I mean, they're with all due respect, there's guys that I'd say of that 100, maybe 80% have never met their representation. It's somebody, right? My homie back in the day.com that hits them up on InstaChat and says, "Hey, I'd like to rep you. Let me get 20% of that money," and then they're repping them.
So these are not even. It is truly the Wild Wild West in terms of representation.
Absolutely.
So you may get a call just from a guy saying,
Joe Smo wants
saying
$5 grand.
Deion needs $5 grand or he ain't playing against Tulane. And you've got to be like, who are you? And then you got to go talk to Deion and be like, wait, and I'm just making up a name.
He's like, drop the Cash App now or he's not playing.
You'd be surprised some of these conversations.
So that's one of the things they for sure have to figure out, which is just make it standard, above board. Like if you're going to have representation, you need real representation.
So that's one of the things, the American Football Coaches Association, right? Now I've got to be careful because there's now turned into this political mess, right? There's turned into antitrust stuff. So look, I'm all for, let's just lay this out. I'm all for players getting paid.
Sure.
I'm great with that. I'm great for guys getting rev share and being able to, because they work their tails off. They put their bodies on the line.
And it's a big money sport.
And it's a big money sport, and they deserve to be paid. Yep. I'm saying this right now. I think it's a great thing that players are now getting paid. I'm not saying they shouldn't. Absolutely they should. I would love, just like I think 90% of college football enthusiasts, whether you're a head football coach, whether you do talk radio, or whether you are a fan of the game that buys a season ticket, is there going to be some type of normalcy where maybe a kid is on a team for a couple years?
Right.
Mm-hmm. I think
2-year contracts with real representation and not a renegotiation every, because right now it truly is the Wild West because we're just getting into it.
Can John Morant be a free agent every 6 months with no salary cap?
Right.
That's insane.
Okay?
Right.
When we have kids.
That's what we would be dealing with.
So if you have a kid that comes into a school right now with 2 transfer portal windows, in essence, they could go to probably 11 schools during their college career. I'm not sure if that was what this was intended for.
Right.
Right? I mean, now you'd have an awesome, when you retire, a pretty cool wall of all the jerseys of all the places you've played in college. But, like, where's the education get lost in that? You know, are you still, chasing that degree that I still believe is important? Maybe I'm wrong for that. And two,
boy, you are the first person to bring up a degree in college sports.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I haven't heard that word.
I just heard you. What did you just say?
Because y'all
You talk about deodorant?
You talking about the real deodorant?
It is important.
Go back. We misheard you completely.
So wait, let's go back to the whole. You say you have 117. Is that right? And you think over 100 have some form of representation?
Absolutely.
Okay. Can you give me the names of the other 15 and can I represent them?
Hey, look, we need to make some phone calls.
Devin, we got a new side hustle. He's got at least.
This is Grind City LLC.
Hey, is it a punter? Is it one of the punters or kickers? Long snappers? Hey, I can hit y'all up right now.
I just want 25% of that check.
Hey, this is how far we've come as a football program. Though 1 year we got the media guide and the punter was on the cover.
Yeah.
He won the award.
Was it Hornsby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The punter was on the cover.
So we might be representing.
When your punter's on the cover of the media guide, your football program ain't doing
tough.
Well, so this year's going to be the long snapper, but that's.
Yes. Hey, look, we can represent him. Who is it? What's his name?
Can't afford him. He's already got a good rep.
I can't afford him.
That's tough.
So now navigating. Is it harder to navigate in your mind? Which is the more pressing need for regulation, the transfer portal or NIL rules?
So NIL I think, is always going to be hard to limit it. And so, grand scheme, right? You hear about this rev share in the cap, right? 20 million or whatever it may be, roughly, that each team that is opted in has the ability to spend on their athletic department. Well, then you hear about Texas Tech coming out, and not them coming out, but you read $55 million for their athletic department. Well, where's that other $35 million coming? Obviously from NIL, from donors. So there's very, very hard to regulate that. And as long as sports exists, there's always going to be the bag man. There's always going to be people getting paid extra. And
in some ways, it's a little better because it's at least above board and there's a standard.
We all know what it is.
Correct.
It's not the McDonald's bag of cash underneath the desk. And but I would love to see some type of regulation on the transfer portal. And you guys, and what the argument is, well, coaches can leave whenever they want. Sure. If I leave the University of Memphis, I owe the University of Memphis a substantial amount of money, right? I also think that if a player says, hey, I'm going to sign a 3-year contract, maybe they could be bound to that contract. Some schools are putting buyouts in. I think we're seeing that litigation going on with Arkansas and the young man that left for UCLA, buyout. But then you go into our student athletes' employees. There's just so many.
So to me, that's I understand the argument on the coach. The coaches can leave whenever. Why can't player? Right? I understand that. To me, the easy solve is, bro, if your coach leaves, you can. And if not, then you can't. Right? You got to sit out a year. Right, if you signed a contract.
Are you going to be
No, I'm just saying, like, that's. I mean, to me, that's an easy solve. If the coach leaves, that's totally reasonable, right? You signed up with this guy, you made the commitment to this guy, and if that's, and in many cases, they're not going because of sometimes, little Bobby's dad and grandpa both went to the school there, and he's always wanted to play for wherever. But generally, you're signing with a coach or somebody you feel comfortable with to nurture your career. And so if that guy leaves, you're more than welcome to be able to leave because that's not what you signed up for. But if it is what you signed up for, then there should at least, I don't like having a brand new team every single year.
We look at your roster now. We're like, who do we look forward to? Because like last year, we were just getting to know guys like the Rocks and the Blankupsees and the Seths and the
Sutton Smith's back, right?
Sutton Smith's back. Like, who are we looking forward to watching? Because I'm like, we're talking about like, man, I know you got 7 players on the Athlon All-Pro team.
We have 3 returning starters from last season.
3? Oh yeah, bro.
Who?
We're gonna have to lock in.
Yeah, we're gonna have
to. Who? The Winston.
Chris Adams. Starting left tackle.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Malachi Breland, starting guard.
Okay.
Okay. and then Wayne Whitlow starting.
Whitlow, I said Winston.
Okay, so we got all the O-line. Okay,
O-line and D-line, and
you probably had to hang on for dear life on Whitlow, right? Because I mean, he was.
Well, he went in the portal for a couple days and realized that his best situation was to stay loyal to Memphis, and I appreciate that. I mean, look, I had conversations with Seth Hennigan about reasons why he should stay and what this place meant and what he could do here.
But he could have came back.
No.
Okay.
I saw enough.
No.
I'm kidding.
Respectfully.
I was off social media during this. I'm going to scroll back and check his old tweets.
No. Check his.
All of our shows are archived. Like, you can go find
Don't check my tweets.
I got nothing. No, but you have 3 guys coming back.
That's it. So this day and age in college football, right?
Now,
it's very, very hard to continue and build the continuity, right? I've had a guy come off and say, Coach, I'm leaving you. I love it here. I love you. I appreciate you. I love this university. I love this city. But you can't come close to what this school is going to pay me.
After spring ball?
During spring ball.
How?
Transfer portal's open. But we also have guys that do it before the portal opens because.
Is it not tampering?
Yeah, come on now.
There is
that's
no.
definitely tampering, bro.
Yeah, there is no.
Doing spring ball.
There's no such thing.
Doing it during spring ball is crazy.
Is that why, in your mind, so many of these coaches? Because I know you kind of dug your heels in on, like, yo, we need reps and we're going to have a spring game. Because a lot of programs punted on a spring game, right?
Yeah.
And that's why?
Well, I wanted to do it, because I wanted our fans truly, to see some of these new faces. I think that's fair, right? Like, we have the opportunity to go play a game and get our fans out to come see it.
Right.
2, we were going to scrimmage anyway, so might as well make it open for our fans to see.
Yeah.
And 3, with the portal window being open, hey, guys, we're still in spring football. Like, let's finish the portal closed. Let's just go focus on having the spring game. And to me, I think that notion of, well, I don't want anybody else to see our players. I don't know about that because you can always get film from anybody, right? And if a guy's had playing ability, you've seen it from.
Well, and you left out 4, which is I have 2-month-old twins at home, and so I will schedule anything that I
Give me 3 hours away from the crib.
In fact, I asked them if we could play 5 spring games, and they turned me out.
So what time am I coming on tomorrow?
Talk about the finals. Hey, Coach,
the Chris Vernon Show with Ryan Silverfield.
You got to come up with some cool nickname for me, like
yeah, we can do it every day.
The
Talk about the finals.
Yeah.
Everything. The mic.
I mean, whatever.
There we go.
Yeah, we like
All right,
that.
let me ask you, in all honesty, I look through and I see, as you mentioned, you only got 3 guys coming back. And so here's names that I've written down, right? You got the quarterback from Nevada, right? But then you got 2 kids from Kennesaw. You got a kid from Incarnate Word. You got a kid from Harvard. You got a kid from Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. A kid from Chattanooga. How does this all work? You know what I'm saying? Like, used to be, if Devin and I went out to, say, MUS back in the day when they had a couple Division I recruits for a Friday night MUS Christian Brothers game, then you might see like Lane Kiffin might show up and Les Miles might show up and whoever, right? Like might be there. Ryan Silverfield might show up and like there would be college coaches at high school games on Friday night in Memphis on regular occasion. And obviously that has dwindled down some. But in terms of figuring out and finding. So this is what I want to understand from a college sports fan's perspective. All these guys, including your own, go into the portal, okay? So do you have people that's just crunching tape of all kinds of guys that are out there, or do guys like, say, from Kennesaw or whoever, how do you find guys from these odd schools where you wouldn't think there was necessarily some kind of connection? You didn't play against them. It's not like they were on national TV a bunch, and yet do they reach out to you and be like, hey, do you need a guard? Hey, do you need how much of it is the players in the portal kind of promoting themselves to get to these schools, and how much of it is you actually have a guy that was sitting there breaking down Kennesaw State tape and found 2 guys that might enter the – I don't understand. How does it work?
Yeah. Look, first and foremost, we still do recruit high school kids. So we signed a full high school class, which is rare.
Right.
We've got 28 freshmen in our class, true freshmen. But when you're looking at the portal, it's twofold. One, All right, yes, our recruiting department has now shifted to half the time they're looking at portal guys, right? Like, okay, if we have 20...
But there's like 1 million, right?
Very close to 1 million. Yeah, no, there's... So say there's 5,000 kids that are going in the portal. Well, every single college is watching a guy, especially if it announced, hey, this kid that started 2 seasons at Kennesaw State is now in the portal. Well, if he started there, he at least is going to add some value and some depth possibly, right? So let's go take a look at him.
Okay.
Okay? And then you start watching and say, okay, this guy may fit a need, may not. Then you try to set them up on a visit, and then they come and visit the city of Memphis. But you're also fighting other schools that are recruiting them as well, okay? And trying to get a feel, is this what we want? If you do, then you sign them and you add them.
So are you going through every player that enters the portal? Like, do you have an awareness of, or are you guys trying to...
To a certain extent, right? Like, there's no... It does us no good to...
I mean, if there is 5,000 guys...
With no
and it's
knock
like,
on Rhodes College. But if
Right.
Rhodes has a true freshman that didn't play that goes in the portal, I'm not going to watch him.
Understood.
Okay? As much as I love Rhodes and I love their program. But so does that make sense? But if it's a kid that's from Memphis that went off to Michigan and played 200 snaps all on special teams, wants to get closer to home, well, maybe there's a fit there. Does that make sense?
But do they reach out to...
No.
Portal kids do not reach out to schools.
Very, very rarely, because
you got to go find them.
Got to go find them, and we dig through the tape, we grind, you make cut-ups, you do all those things. There's systems in place now. It's so prevalent, but you also hear about this. I don't mind sharing this. There's an SEC school that Caden Prescore. I can talk about him now. Okay.
We know.
Yeah. So Caden came to us as a quarterback, but as a walk-on, but wasn't good enough to play quarterback here. And so I said, you go play tight end, which Caden would have never lasted. The day and age of even the stories of Joey Magnifico, right? Alan Cross, Calvin Austin, Anthony Miller, those don't exist anymore, especially now they're going these roster reductions, right? Some of these schools are no longer doing walk-ons. But Caden came, was a quarterback that moved to tight end, wasn't even allowed to really practice because he wasn't capable of fitting at tight end. After about 2 years, finally filled into his body. So in year 3, his first year as a starter,
awesome.
Started doing well. 4 games into that season, multiple SEC teams had reached out to his high school coach, had reached out to his 7-on-7 coach, his family, and says, hey, listen, he's got a significant financial offer from this school if he goes in the portal after the season. You know, Caden doesn't know any different. Coach, there's all these schools.
This is 4 games in.
4 games into ever playing as a starting tight end.
He was college football.
And kids, like, just giving you a heads up, like, all these schools are calling about me. I'm happy here. There's no way I'm leaving. And But at the end of the day, and everybody says you can't blame them. I'm not saying I blame them.
Right.
But this is how that works. Right now, if 95% of these kids have representation, a school X is calling the agent saying, hey, after the season, we got $500,000 for him. We'll take him.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, that kid hears that 4 games into the season at the University of Memphis. What's it going to look like game 5? Right. What's it going to look like game 7 when I'm on his butt? Like, hey, this is the way. I'm not talking about Caden. I'm talking about in general. And so those are some of the dynamics that have changed in coaching as well.
Right.
You know, and the season better be going well, because if all of a sudden a kid's not happy with it or doesn't like his role and he's already getting offered a ton of money.
What do you hear about the most from the kids that you bring in? Because there's going to be kids that leave Memphis and there's going to be kids that come to Memphis, and that's the way this is. Everything is now interchangeable, and we see inevitably we're going to be watching college football every week and be like, oh, I remember that guy. I remember him from wherever. I remember him from wherever, right? Like, even when we were watching the best teams last year, right? Like, we remember watching Caleb Downs playing in the SEC, and it's like, oh, he's killing it for Ohio State now. And it's like, so even the highest level players. Sure. But as you are watching kids leave and then the transfer portal thing, more importantly, when you're bringing kids in, is money one? Almost across the board in terms of why because I'm sure one of the conversations you have is like, why aren't you just staying where you are? Right? Why do you even want to come here?
And this is forthright. It always comes up. Okay. So it always is going to be part of the discussion.
Do you think that is the reason why of the 5,000, let's just make it a rough number, 5,000 kids in the transfer portal, how many of them are in the transfer portal because of money? Like, would you say 80% of those?
No,
would you say,
because
no, you do
I'd
not
still
think.
say this: opportunity. So
Opportunity
we bought in.
is
we
where
bought in
that's
players.
still number one.
So we bought in. We had 5 players that we bought in.
Yep.
Came in, thought they would start immediately at Memphis. Realized they weren't good enough to play here. That already went in the portal post spring, saying, "Look, I thought I'd be able to play. All I care about is
Right now."
That it was. I thought I wanted the opportunity
I saw
to start.
a couple of them, this spring.
And I don't need to name names, but
Yeah,
we had
right.
guys that came here
Yeah.
said, "Hey, I think I'm going to start. I was at school X. I come here. Ooh, I'm not good enough to start. Hey, coach, I'm going to the portal. All I want is the opportunity to play football." And that's why sometimes these kids do end up on the 4th school, right? And you also have some guys that say, "Coach, I was at a smaller school, right? I'd like to come." Taylor Burton, young man from Memphis, was at UT Martin. We did not recruit him out of high school, Whitehaven High School. Had a fantastic year at UT Martin. Did a really nice job. Goes in the portal. I watched his film and said, "Wait, this is a perfect fit for us." Kid's local. He's coming from an FCS school. There's a better opportunity for him here. He didn't come here for the money.
Right.
He came here because, man, this is a better opportunity at a bigger place.
And I can play at
And
Memphis.
I can play at my hometown.
Yep.
So that's a perfect fit.
You got kids from Oklahoma State, Indiana, North Carolina.
So you could even
Colorado.
after the spring, there's kids that know I'm not going to be starting.
Yes.
And
then
they
we also have guys that on our team that know, yeah, I could have left for this school and made more money, but man, I really like it here. I'm happy here.
Right.
I'm not going to risk it. I want to win games.
Yep.
Why would I go to that school that's never won anything?
Right.
Right? Or I got 6 months left to play football. My best opportunity to play in the NFL is knowing where I'm a starter.
Right.
So we fight it the same way. Like, hey, stay here. And now we do have some financial means to be able to help some guys out, but and I'm not making slide
Do
of
you
that.
feel, though, when you are trying to convince a kid, right? Let's just say we'll just make up a random kid, right? There's a kid at X school that comes, and now he's put his name in the transfer portal. Your coaches, everybody's watched the stuff, and they say, you know what? This guy could, really help us, right? Like, he might be able to play, a lot of downs for us. Now you bring him in, and you're making the pitch to him. Do you feel like, okay, what's the money? You know what I'm saying?
Point, yes.
At some point, it's like, okay, yeah, family, and I can win a bunch, and hey, you're gonna love it here, and you're gonna get the
Ultimately,
opportunity.
yeah.
And it's like, all right, bro, how much are you gonna pay me?
And you do try to have that conversation on the front end.
You do,
right? So before they even come, especially now that they have representation, hey, what are you looking for? $1 million. Well, cool. Good luck to you.
See you down the road, buddy.
Come visit us. Look forward to playing.
Right.
Or if it's a guy that says, look, this is what and within reason, this is what we're looking for. This is what Tulane's offering. This is what East Carolina's offering. If you guys can come within that ballpark, we'd love to see what you're all about. And that's where more in the game that we play. We are not out there just throwing cash at people saying, come on.
Do you feel like you've got enough compared to your peers?
Yes.
Compared to the people who we expect you to beat.
Because that coach,
you know what I'm saying?
Like,
you feel like you're on the
UTSA coach last year.
coach.
He went on record talking about there's a school in the conference.
Which I think is unique because that head coach signed a $27 million contract. He should probably give some of that money back to the school, right?
He is the Mike murderer.
But hey, they beat us, so I can't much say much.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, he's a good coach. He's done a good job with that program. But people are always going to say that. It's the easy thing, right? Like, I remember Rhett Lashley would say, everybody always just talking about that we're getting players because of the money at SMU.
Yeah.
Like, reality, at some point, you got to coach, right? And it's, Seth Hennigan, did we do a good job developing him, or did he come to Memphis for the money?
Right.
Like, let's just call it what it is. Like, Rock Taylor got him out of high school.
Right.
The Jonah Gambles. A lot of these guys, that's why I always laugh when people are like, oh, last year, no, I mean, the William Whitlow's a kid that, we've recruited out of high school. Those kids that have had success, Caden Prescorns, right? Like, let's just call it what it is. These are kids that were developed and moved on. But yes, look, the university, the president, the board, Ed Scott, they've all done a fantastic job. Obviously, FedEx has been instrumental in our success. I don't hide from that.
Right.
But like we always talked about, and you guys have heard the term.
You don't feel like you're on some kind of massively uneven playing field because you're non-Power 5.
Yeah. No, we're not. I mean, now, the Power 5s.
Of course, they have an advantage.
Sure. Yeah. But it is what it is. Like, listen, within our conference, we're in a great situation. People will sit there and say, well, what's like South Florida, 55,000 students. That's a big difference now when all of a sudden you talk to rev share, right?
Yep.
And you talk about UTSA, a large school. When you start now adding rev share right? Georgia State. Everybody say, well, can Georgia State have any money? But if they have 60,000 students.
Yeah, brand new stadium too, right?
And they're taking $300 a semester from each student for student fees, which goes directly back in athletics. That's a good chunk of change.
Yeah, right.
That a 20,000 student university that doesn't charge student fees can't catch up with.
How do you manage, like, because we talk about roster, like putting the roster together. How do you manage guys that have already been in the program when you bring in guys from the Michigans, the Penn States, the Colorados? Kind of manage putting those new guys on the roster with these guys that have already been at Memphis for a couple of years.
So first and foremost, from a financial standpoint, right, I'm always going to award loyalty.
Yeah.
Those guys that have had those opportunities, I know, hey, they had a really good year. Let's take care of them, right? Like William Whitlow, perfect example. Had the opportunity to leave, thought about it. Chris Adams, starting left tackle, I mean, got calls left and right to leave, and just said, you know what, I'm going to stay here. I'm really happy. And we got a good situation. We've had success. I want to continue to have that. So you take care of those guys. But then the camaraderie thing is one of those other things, right? When you were naming off all those schools, you went Harvard. I thought you were naming off the UN Nation.
I know.
Like, bam, bam.
Yeah. Where did you get all these guys? When I was looking at this thing, I was like, this is crazy.
So, yeah.
But he got guys from, like, Michigan,
Colorado.
Michigan State, Penn State, Florida State, like, these are dudes that came from, like, non-Power 5. So, of course, they come in with, like, a bigger, like, you know, I've been here, blah, blah, blah.
Well, there's a reason they're at Memphis.
Do you ever pass on kids, like when you, because you got kids from Kennesaw, from Incarnate Word, do you ever, when you watch some of those kids at those lower level schools, have you ever seen any of them and go, yeah, that kid's going to be way too good and we're not even going to be able to get him? Like Jared Verse, for instance.
Yeah.
Like Jared Verse was at Albany and then he goes to Florida State and he kills it and he's defensive
Bro,
rookie
the
of the year.
number one pick in the draft was at Incarnate Word.
And you got a kid from Incarnate Word. Do you have the next Cam Ward on your roster?
Yeah.
Why you tell us we got Cam Ward on the roster?
That's what the streets want to know, like the quarterback situation, because Seth's gone now. You got a couple new guys.
What's a kid from Nevada, right?
Yeah.
So back to, I'll jump to that in a second.
Yeah.
So you watch guys on film, you say, man, this kid's really good. Hey, call up their agent. We'd like to get him on a visit. Well, cool. He's going to Notre Dame. He's going,
at that point, you're
Florida,
like, oh, yeah.
Penn State, Michigan. Oh, cool. Well, if he's still there and wants to come here for like $10, like, send him our way.
We got $10 in the Brookhaven gift card.
That's right. Get him a guest appearance on the Chris Vernon Show.
Yeah.
Free FedEx shipping.
Yeah.
But
we were the first NIL deal.
We were.
And then the guy tore his Achilles.
Shout out Grant.
The Madden curse.
That's my guy.
The Madden curse.
That's
Shout
it.
out Grant.
That's it. We haven't done one
originated
since.
this.
But and Preston was on the freaking Norvell staff that you beat.
He was.
Yeah, how about that?
Then they
Preston
went
Brady and
took our
Greg
guy.
Grinnell.
Should we text him again as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Anyways, yeah.
I'm
So
trying to avoid that quarterback question.
Oh, no. You ain't running from this.
Brendan Lewis,
we
right?
want to know, because we
No,
got
we've got, here's the deal.
what?
We feel like we got 3 capable
Oh, if you got 3, you got none.
Hey, I think I'm going to change your diaper. See, guys, I got a built-in excuse to come to work, and I got a built-in excuse to leave.
So you did bring in a look. Obviously, you're filling huge shoes. As much as we goof about Seth, Seth was one of the winningest quarterbacks and one of the most, if not the most, productive of the quarterbacks that we have had here at Memphis. And so there is a massive chunk of the offense that was dependent upon those extreme passing yards and accuracy and everything that he brought to the table for a lot of years and helped you guys have double-digit win seasons. And so it's big shoes to fill. And, I mean, God, you've got at least, 5 on the roster. Surely you got somebody.
No, we like what we have, right? You did mention Brendan Lewis, the transfer from Nevada. Had a great spring. He's athletic, does a lot of things. I think anybody that started over 30 games in college football, you look and say, where are they productive? Right, you know, the wins, what they wanted, the stats necessary, but he's done some really good things, and obviously anybody that started that many games, it's our job now to surround them with the right cast of characters. And then we have Arrington Maiden, a young man that's a redshirt freshman, really strong arm, that's, you know, we think has tremendous upside.
I read some preview that said he runs 21 miles an hour. Is that true? That's not true.
Are they capping him?
No, he's big and he's athletic.
He that fast?
Is that the kid with the big old knee brace on his leg?
No.
Okay, that's a different dude. Okay. Wrong quarterback.
Yeah. I don't even know if we have a quarterback with a knee brace.
Cold knee brace on. Like, what you play football?
That's probably me out there.
It might have been.
So you got Arrington and you got Brennan Lewis.
And then Antoine Hill Jr., right? Which
was a 4-star recruit.
Right, the highest rated quarterback recruit in program history.
Was it Quavo's nephew?
Quavo's nephew. Have you met
right?
Quavo?
Quavo?
No, Quavo and I have talked quite often.
You have?
Wait, really?
Sure.
He gonna be at a game this year?
Yeah, I would assume
Did
so.
you say Quavo and I have talked quite often? What the hell do you and Quavo talk about?
Bring Quavo in studio with you.
Don't act like he ain't tapped in.
What are you talking about?
He act like you ain't tapped in, Coach. Come on now.
He's got twin tips for you? What are we talking about?
Give him some lyrics first.
He's got bars for the new album.
He's the murderer of the mic. He's the murderer of the mic.
Big Migos guy, Ryan Silverfield.
The next Quavo album will have a Ryan Silverfield lyric in it, I promise you. Lead my tiger to the field like Ryan Silverfield.
You listen to him.
I tell you what.
Yeah.
When do coaches get these NIL deals? I should be the first one to rap video.
There you go.
Yeah.
With Quavo.
We need that.
So this Antoine Hill that was a big deal when you signed him because it's, 4-star quarterbacks don't come to Memphis.
No.
That's the history of the program. He's literally the highest, right?
Sure.
Yeah, no 4-star.
Well, he saw the history of Seth Hennigan, right?
Yep.
We started Seth as a 17-year-old quarterback.
Yep.
And he had opportunities, Antoine did, to go to a lot of other places, clearly. I just said, I love the consistency, right? Let's look back. Let's peel back the onion. Like, look at what over the last, and again, I always give credit to Justin Fuente and Mike Norvell, those that come before me. You guys know that. But the consistency of our program,
right,
really for the last 11 years, right, it's been one of the most consistent in college football, right?
Yep.
The bowl games, what we've been able to do on offense, the system we've been able to run, even more so with like Seth and with Coach Cramsey and what everybody's been able to do, the consistency there, the winning product, the ability to continue to do things at a high level, the money we're putting into the stadium, right, the facilities, all those things.
Guys going to the NFL and having NFL success.
For sure.
Like they see Calvin Austin show up at games and be around the program, and they see Tony Pollard, starting for the Titans and being around.
And they see Huff that just got with the 49ers. He got a big contract a couple of years ago.
Yep. And I think part of it is a lot of, if I'm a quarterback, where can I go where, one, I hope the head coach is still there my entire time.
Yep.
Right? If he was looking at some of these other schools and the coach is on the hot seat, that'd be troublesome if I'm a quarterback. That's why some of these quarterbacks change so many places, because what's the consistency there?
Yep.
And then secondly, I love this system, right? And oh, by the way, this coaching staff has played young quarterbacks before, whereas a lot of these aren't, right? It's always going to be bringing the 1-year guy, bringing the 2-year guy, and obviously we were always going to bring in competition. And so he ultimately said, you know what, this is a great fit for me, my family. I love it. I love the city, and let's go see what we're capable of.
So you're really still going to just let them all battle this out? You're not going to settle on it. You did not come out of the spring settling on somebody.
Well, I did settle on feeling very, very comfortable with all three. And that's not BS. And that's
you're going to have a good quarterback no matter what.
Yes. The cupboard is not bare. I'm not sitting there saying, oh, well, like you said, you got 3, you got none. No,
right.
But I can say the same at running back, right? Like Greg DeWosier, Sutton Smith, right, who got hurt last year.
How did the DeRosier,
that's a UMass kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that came on late.
He was hooping, man.
Late in the year. I mean, he was killing it. We were like, who are you?
he got hurt in the Florida State game.
And just couldn't play.
Out for 6 weeks.
Yeah. Boy, he is a weapon now.
Who was our new one?
He is a weapon.
Because you got all the running backs. We had Rockley.
Well, and then there's
who's our guy that got hurt in the
That was Blankenship, bro. That was celebrating and did the little
Yeah, how much crap did y'all, Coach? How much crap did y'all give him in the locker room for that? How much did he get made fun of in the locker room for that?
The Ronaldo.
No, we lost the game, so it was not fun.
It was not fun. But at some point,
that was right before halftime.
Yes.
But at some point later,
then we went.
But at some point, maybe a few weeks later, they started making fun of him for it, much like you probably sent the text to Mike Norvell. After,
once you get past it.
Once you get past it.
No, I think.
But it was a damn shame.
Yeah.
That's why we tell them, just hand the ball to the official, come over, I'll give you a cool high five, maybe shake your hand.
This is still a sore subject for you.
Right. You can't brandish weapons anymore. You can't
he's mad about that. If they would have won the game, he could laugh about it, but they lost the game. So that's not funny.
Sorry.
Who's the
That's why there's people in this town that still want me gone, right? Like, you lost that UTSA game. I get it.
Because people talk about the C.J. Smith kid, right? Like, who's
Yes.
the new one that we're gonna talk about? Like, that can
C.J.
fly?
Smith can roll.
Yeah.
He can roll. I mean, he was a almost as fast as you in high school, like a 10-3 legit.
saying?
You know, I mean, that's
Which one's this?
C.J. Smith.
Oh,
He's
running
the one
back?
you guys saw in the spring game, the receiver.
The Purdue kid.
Yep.
Is that the? Yeah. Good
And
grief.
here's a perfect example, right?
He can fly.
He was a national recruit, top 100 recruit coming out of the University of Georgia. Wasn't playing there in 2 years, right? Obviously, we know the talent that comes from University of Georgia. So transfer to Purdue.
Yeah, he ain't recruiting bums there.
And then,
He was at Georgia.
and then
Yeah.
goes to Purdue, and obviously we know the ineffectiveness that they had some last year. And so he's
Well,
like,
their whole team quit. Seriously.
So
and you've got the tape.
but he is now here.
Like they were like earmuffs. There were gamblers. You remember we would bring them on. They're like,
God.
bro, bet against them every week. They hate their coach. They hate their coach, and the teams quit. You remember that?
You're talking about
it was
Purdue,
a
not us.
thing.
Yeah.
No, it was a thing.
Not Memphis. Not Memphis, right?
No. I'm talking about Purdue.
Oh, yeah.
It was a thing last year where they had like a falling out with the coach, and people were watching them, and they're like, bro, this team just lays down.
Yeah.
So bet against them. That was a thing. I mean, that's sad, but
you at least give me
true.
a call
no,
if I
it
get to that
was.
point in my
Sorry.
career. Like,
Sorry, yeah.
Hey,
Hey, bro.
team stop playing. We're like, yo, what's going on?
So we talked to some gamblers.
You
We're
can
laying
tell when
down.
they, when they
Your
start
players
laying down,
hate you.
right?
It's
So anyways, so you're able to get a kid that
But so
a
follow
huge
some guys.
recruit, a great player that was going to be going to Georgia. It didn't work out there. The Purdue thing fell apart. Bam! Now you've got an
And
opportunity
that could
to grab
be
a guy.
right, like that's, and you'll say, well, Ryan, that's controversy to everything you said about the transfer portal. Well, I get that.
Yep.
But maybe he's a kid that can resurrect his career here that had a good spring. But I feel like we got some of those guys, right? Like I'm just excited to see a full healthy season of Greg DeWosier, right?
Yep.
You guys said, man, he had his coming out party versus Tulane and West Virginia, right? Sutton Smith, when he was healthy, like he had his coming out party versus Iowa State,
Yep.
right? So like you get to see those guys that we've had back. Makari Bodiford's another running
Well,
back.
Sutton got hurt right at the beginning of the season too, as well, right?
Yeah.
First quarter, first game.
First quarter, first game.
Supposed to have a big season.
I mean, people
know
forget,
you talked
like,
about him all fall.
Your starting running back gets hurt first quarter, first game, but then you don't even think about it.
Because Mario was good.
Mario had
Mario
a
was
fantastic season.
truck, man.
Yeah.
What is he doing now?
Did he
on
get
your
any
on your
looks?
coaching
Did he
staff?
get any looks?
CFL.
CFL? Okay.
Oh, he is? What have you heard on the other guys that went? Obviously, Minor was the one that got
Kobe
Mr.
Minor,
Irrelevant.
yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
But what about the Chandler Marsons, the Seth Hennigans, the Rock Taylors?
Yeah,
Like, are
so-
we mini camping?
Well, so they're all currently on active rosters right now. The key is to stay on it, right?
Yeah.
So they got none of them, knock on wood, to this day have been cut, right? So it's just, can they get through preseason and hopefully make, and for a lot of those guys, right? Like even if Rock Taylor hopefully makes the active roster, but like nothing wrong with practice squad.
Sure.
Right? Like you're on an NFL team. Demir Blankenship's up there with the Patriots, but Rock's
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Hey, come on, Demir. Don't do no celebrations, my
No,
dog.
but there was a cool picture of him and Kobe Minor getting after it the other day in practice versus each other.
Tigers.
Oh, that's cool.
Seth's doing really well, right? We know Seth
Yep.
has to beat out one of the two veterans in order to get. He's not going to beat out Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
But he's got to beat out one of those two veterans that are in front of him in order to get a roster spot.
Who'd you get the most calls on?
It's interesting. Got a lot on Chandler Martin late.
Yep.
And then Mike Vrabel, the head coach of the Patriots, him and I are close from his days in Nashville. He reached out about Kobe Minor. And
He was a fan.
About a month prior, and he's like, hey, we're going to bring him up for a top 30 visit. Tell me all about him. Can he play? And it was really funny because we had just finished up an event, and the Patriots had 2 picks left in the final round. And I yelled down the hallway, they're drafting Kobe Minor. I had no clue. I walked out the door, and 5 minutes later, they drafted Kobe Minor. I was like, so that's exciting stuff.
Turn up.
And you feel like you could have played a role in that? No, it does though, because you had a relationship with the coach. The coach is then on a fact-finding mission. He likes the kid. But honestly, if you say, hey, you know what, he's a dirtbag.
Sure. Well, I tried to explain.
Like, honestly, you're making or breaking the kid by your recommendation with somebody that trusts you.
I tell our guys all the time, listen, I'm going to stay on the table, fight for you if it makes sense.
Yep.
Right? Like, you can imagine for most of our guys, it's been fun, the Chandler Martins of the world, the guys that have worked in this program, that have done the right things, that do it the right way. It's easy sell for me to talk to these guys. And I kind of showed it, and I said, guys, this is not a pat on the back, but I coached in the NFL for 7 years. Like most of my friends, like the Jaguars, their director of pro scouting, right? Him and I were roommates together at Jacksonville University, JU, that doesn't even have football anymore, in 2005.
Wow.
I was coaching quarterbacks. Well, who do you think when he asked, hey, should we take your quarterback? Yes. Okay, cool. You know, so like I don't take any of the credit. These players have done
right.
all
But
the work, but those help with those things, right? Like,
well, because it's
Mike
people
Vrabel,
that trust you,
yeah, and that's part of it. And if year after year after year, like I sent out a tweet the other day, Mike Tomlin was a GA at Memphis.
Yep.
Okay, the Pittsburgh Steelers constantly continue to take Memphis kids because he understands. You know, him and I have had that conversation. Ryan, you guys are still coaching them hard and got the gritty mindset, the Memphis mindset. Yes, cool. Those are the type of guys I want in the Steel City.
The Steelers want,
And that's why year after year, right? The Calvin Austins of the world.
Yep.
Right? You know, Arthur Smith's now up there, right? From the city of Memphis. We know his background. So
well,
now
and he had Randy there for a long time. Randy Fiedner was a long time offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach there, and he's had a bunch of Memphis connections.
He had Keith Butler.
Yep.
So him and Keith were both at Memphis for over 9 years, and now, so you get these guys with those connections that are going to trust your opinion on things. Now, do I wish all of our guys could have gone? Absolutely.
Right.
But we have those candid, open conversations, which I think they appreciate.
How much are you involved in conference conversations?
Sure. I've been fortunate, right, with this being my 10th year, and the relationships I've been able to build with our president, with members of our board, and with Ed Scott, our new athletic director, who's now been on about a year now. We've had some very open conversations, and I appreciate those guys keep me in the loop. Just like with everything you talked about, distractions and some of those other things, like
it was a big thing last year.
Yeah, but there's only so much I can do, right? Like, so I can, cool, what are we doing? Awesome, let me focus now on our team. And so I don't think about it. If they want to have a conversation, hey, does this make sense? Hey, Ryan, does it make sense for us to join the Colonial Athletic League? Here's why I don't think so, right? Should we, you know, all those conversations that we are going to have.
Can I ask you a hard question?
You can ask me whatever you want.
Okay. Do they ask you, Ryan, should we go to the Pac-12?
We've had those conversations, and if it makes sense.
No, I don't want to say yes.
Yeah, because we need you to say yes. Because I know the Boise State AD
What are we talking about, Ryan? Yeah. Ryan, yes.
We need to be in a better conference.
We want to play San Diego State instead of UAB.
Okay,
yes.
so does it, and let me ask you this.
Okay, please. I don't care. I don't care. Are you going to say
Sure.
travel? I don't care.
Okay, so for
School,
the
come
football,
on.
is San Diego State a better football product than Tulane?
No.
Okay, is
on the surface, no.
Okay, I'm just asking. I don't know. Like
Boise State, yes. Yeah, yes.
They talked us up.
And we played them, right?
I
we
understand.
Played,
Yep.
So, but the majority, would you consider? What's the top group of 5 football conference?
Top group of 5, it's probably traditionally been what, like the Mountain
West, maybe
is better than the American.
Wouldn't you say it's been traditionally better?
I would. I disagree. I think the American is by far and away the top group of 5.
Outside of, that's fair.
Yeah, I guess we have Tulane, Memphis, Navy, more teams that kind of really make some shit.
I mean, Army won 11
That's
games.
right.
So all that being said is,
That's
what
fair.
may make sense and I get it, right? I hear the argument.
I mean, not anymore in Mountain West. I mean, they got Pilford, right? Like, I mean,
well, I hear all the
way
time,
goes.
like, yes, it may be better for basketball, sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I get, right? There's
You're
a
not
lot
so sure it would be better for football.
There's a lot of loyalty for basketball in the city, which I love and I appreciate. Mm-hmm. But does it make sense for the overall of the university? And budget does have to come down to it.
Yeah.
We are in a totally different era of college athletics.
I just don't want to be as this stuff is rapidly changing. I don't want to be on the outside looking in.
If the
I
SEC
don't want to be. I got it for right now. It's cool, and we got a lot of games on ESPN. Even though I hate that, you got a friggin' come on, bro. A Halloween game and a Thanksgiving game. Come on. I got kids too. What am I doing? What do we do? Come on.
Bring them to the game.
Let's play. Can we play on Saturdays?
You got to bring them to the game, bro.
Again,
the whole family.
I just don't want things to change so rapidly and us get left behind.
I'll say this: our administration,
you know what I mean?
Our administration, I've got full faith that they're going to make the best decisions for our entire athletic department. I fully believe that.
You're down with this, Ed Scott, the new AD.
They are not sitting on their hands.
No, and he seems like a really smart guy. I just look at it and I say, all right, here's a whole lot of teams that are all, and even this Pac-12 that's gotten together, right?
Sure,
it's like, bro, I don't want it to be, here's all the good ones, right? Here's all the ones that care a lot about sports, and then here's these other ones, and we're going to be stuck with, because I went through it, right? Like, we look up, you got to understand, we look up and we go, Bro, we were playing Louisville, and we were playing Houston, and we were playing SMU, and, like, all these teams are off to bigger and better, and UCF and on and on and on. It's like our conference doesn't look like our conference anymore. Like, we're playing UTSA or whatever. No disrespect to them, Rice and whoever. And it's like, bro, this is like what we had in Conference USA. UAB's back, and it's whatever. And it's like, it's because the other ones have left, right?
I get
Those
that.
other ones have left, and it's like, okay, now they're in the cool club, right? And it's like, when do we get to? And I just fear that then at some point that's closed up, like, you know what I mean? And then they're going to say, okay, here's all the teams, here's all the schools that really care about sports, and then here's y'all get the crumbs.
So I promise you, and I understand the sentiment. I do. Like, I'm not lost on that, and I feel the fans' passion, which I love and I appreciate. The university, the administration is doing everything in their power to put us in the best position if it were to occur again.
Yeah.
Or what makes sense.
Right.
And I know, and I get it. It's easy to say, well, anything's different. Anything's, because different always sometimes feels like it's better. But when it's all said and done, they're going to put us in the best situation that they feel for the entire athletic department.
And I see the Boise State AD had a conversation. I guess he was doing an interview recently. He said, I never say about Memphis. Never say never. Memphis has a great AD, Ed Scott, who I think highly of. He would do what's best for his team and his fan base. This stuff isn't easy. I'm a big fan of the AAC commissioner as well. We will see what happens. I know everything happens for a reason. Our goal is to elevate. So that's the Boise State AD. So it's, it's a mutual.
You never know.
Mutual love, bro. So
negotiations.
Maybe,
Well, none of us, and I'll say this wholeheartedly, did any of us wake up and think that UCLA and Rutgers would be in the same conference?
Right.
No, none of us.
That's ridiculous.
Right?
I hate it.
But like, there's a.
I hate all of that. Trust me, I don't want to be talking about having to play a bunch of West Coast teams. Sure. I hate it all.
We gotta stay up till
I wish it was the way
but like
it was.
the cost for a women's tennis match from Rutgers to fly to the West Coast to play at 9
Berkeley,
p.m.
it's ridiculous.
Which is midnight.
It's ridiculous.
Right? You have those tennis matches, and those things have to be factored in.
Of course.
Because at some point, as we talk about rev share, you can say, well, these schools make all this money. That's great.
I understand.
But let's look at it. And
no, I understand. I just resent it all. I just wish it weren't. I hate the rivalries being gone. I think it's asinine that I'm going to watch a big noon kickoff between Nebraska and Michigan State. I don't care about that shit. I care about Nebraska versus Oklahoma, like I always did my whole life.
Yeah, I was watching Texas-Florida
like
film, and I was like, wait, this is the same conference.
It's dumb.
What's dumb is, hey, we got a big conference showdown in the ACC this week. North Carolina and Stanford. Like, what?
I just don't like. I don't like any.
Cal at Wake Forest. Here we go.
Well, we don't even have the same like smoke we used to have. Like, it was y'all in UCF. It was y'all in Houston. It was them.
College game day was versus SMU.
SMU, like, it wasn't the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to make some more beef. We need some more beef, Coach.
Which one won that game?
He tried a little bit with San Antonio.
Oh yeah, we got smoke with them now.
Is there anybody else we don't like? Who else?
You're Trent Dilfer. Trent Dilfer, we don't like you either.
Trent Dilfer, he can go to hell.
I didn't say that. I like Trent.
I want to ask you one.
Ray Lewis won you your Super Bowl.
I know it's another new thing in your life. I know I saw it pop up on the timeline. The coaches are in college football 26. I want to know the process. Did you go through the face scan situation? Are we going to see your face in the game? Because I know the hole's not going to be in the game.
So first off, all they did was send a waiver for us to sign.
Okay, so we're going to have generic.
So there's no face scan. I mean, look, this is a face like Brad Pitt. So what I think they did is
they're going to use Brad Pitt?
Yeah, I just said,
Armpit.
They just drag and drop. So no face scan? So when I play with the Memphis Tigers on college football 26.
Really?
I just hope it's a handsome dude that's standing on the sideline.
Come on. You can create Ryan Silverfield in 2 seconds on those avatars. You can.
Really?
Well, you're a regular guy with a beard.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? You're in good shape, and it's like, all right, right? Like, I think it's hard to create Biff Pokey. He's gone,
awesome.
Right?
Well, maybe we can bring him back for a throwback.
He's
game.
gone. Is he gone?
I think he's gone.
Oh, he can go to hell too.
Coach, you ever thought about wearing the bip like the belt shape, the cutoff?
You do push-ups?
I think I should.
Yeah.
Maybe do some curls before and wear the cutoff. I gotta do something different, right? Because I wear the generic polo every time, right? Like I wear the hoodie,
We need you to
wear the
remix
pants,
it.
and they throw my deal.
Wear the suit.
Please don't coach in the suit. Please don't.
Mike Nolan and Jack Del Rio brought it back.
Maybe an
ago.
old Top Cat.
Please don't coach.
Tom
in the
Landry.
Suit. It's too hot in Memphis to coach. In the
Like,
suit.
what should my landmark? Like, okay, going to year 6. Like, what should my?
Oh yeah, you should have like a new fashion thing.
So when people turn on, like, oh, that's a head coach. Now it'd be hard to make an avatar of me.
It would be.
And
harder.
then they'll be face scamming me for college football 2027. So what do you think?
I think.
What could we do?
Wear old former players of the university wear their throwbacks backwards like Devin does.
Yeah.
So like you wear an Isaac Bruce jersey one day.
Don't coach in the jersey.
We got to think of something he might actually do that's not coach's polo, right? Maybe like one of those. Yeah, like one of those like black hoodies with the Memphis on it or something.
And sponsored by the Chris Vernon Show, like something like.
No, you know what? I do have a request for you.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I've thought about this
Can I
for
keep
a
my
long
shirt
time.
on?
Now that Hennigan's gone, because Hennigan probably didn't like us, you got a new quarterback, so we'll be on his good side. He probably would never call our play. I want our logo to be one of your boxes.
Oh, Chris Vernon Show, please.
Yes.
For the one of the play calls.
One of the play calls.
We need the Chris.
the picture that we put up there. That's what I want.
Make it a good play though.
Come
Make it
on.
like a punt or something. I don't want to be a punt.
Yeah.
So I'm going to disappoint you. Yeah, how many games did you come to last year?
I think one.
I was at every one though.
We don't use the play.
Yes,
call.
you do. The board?
You use the board?
You got rid of the boards completely?
Wait, y'all did? I could have sworn I saw a board.
No, we
Devin was at all of them. You should get mad at him.
You want your picture in one of the corners?
You do have a board.
It's not as creative as it used to be, but you want us to change it up and put your picture.
You really don't.
Is it
have
since Michigan started selling signals or what?
Well, yeah. Now that it's all helmet to player communication.
Oh yeah, they don't need it anymore, bro.
So you don't need the
We
board
can.
anymore.
Well, then
Board.
no. Have us be like the show be like a pre-snap call. You know, they get up there at quarter like red 18, be like Chris Vernon 83, Chris Vernon 83.
Omaha.
Yeah, Omaha. Yeah, or something like that.
Maybe the ESPN Thanksgiving game.
Yeah.
That's all we want. That's all we ask for. But no, we gotta figure out.
ESPN Thanksgiving game.
We gotta figure out something for the sideline.
Or
bro.
Halloween.
The
I was so mad. I was mad about that.
Talk to our SID. He's the one that schedules all the
Yeah.
games, not me.
Get on Brockhead about it.
You just have to do.
This is
I
Buck's fault.
understand getting on national TV, right? I do. I understand getting on national
Look, I
TV,
want one that-
and I'm appreciative that I don't have to find your ass on ESPN Plus, on some of these. So
Or Ion.
it's better. It's better for the program.
Look,
for
we
it
have
to
a
be
fantastic home game slate. I'll
Yep.
say that.
Yes.
Like, right? We got. You look at what's coming. right?
Tulane's there. Arkansas is huge.
Yep. Right. The Navy game is a national TV game. We know
Yep.
how important that one is. South Florida at our place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we need our fans have been awesome. This is the year. Like, This is not a season ticket pitch. Man, come on, because this is the opportunity, especially with all the stuff going on with the stadium.
Is it? Where are we at on that?
It will be done by the start of 2026 season.
So the Chris Brown show is gonna have a hole in it.
Yeah, a little bit.
You gonna be there?
I don't think so. Hopefully, we're playing an away game, and I'm still
Come
around.
on.
Yeah.
Come on, coach. You gotta pull it to the Chris Brown concert. When is the day?
I bet Quavo could hook you up.
Yeah.
Wait,
I bet Quavo could
Maybe
hook
locker
you
room
up.
pass.
Wait, is
Yeah.
it just going to be a hole there?
No, they've already got the steel construction going up.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure we can pull it
We're
up.
done with rubble.
We're done with it.
Okay.
It's not the Liberty Hole anymore.
The Liberty hole.
They got some of that going
We're
on.
done with the rubble. Did you go and shovel it out?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
But keep it for the. Oh, but
The,
we're not.
the opening picture, right, with me and the
Dude,
president.
the picture, if they make it look like the picture, Liberty Hole's going to be badass.
It is.
It will.
It-
If it
it-
looks like the picture that they have for the
Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
renders.
the graphics
It's
of
going to
it.
be beautiful.
Yes.
It is going to be. It's a game changer.
Yes.
It truly is. I mean, that's why I'm encouraging fans, like, go and get your tickets now. One, it's an awesome home slate.
Yeah.
And plus, right, go meet all these new players.
Plus, you got Arkansas.
Yeah, plus the great home slate. Right, we've done well.
No, Arkansas is a big draw. It is.
He wants the whole slate is great though.
Absolutely.
I'm saying your non-conference schedule stunk last year.
It was buns.
For being fair.
Well, we went undefeated at home. I don't know.
I
what
got
else
it,
you want me to
but
do.
the cool one was on the road.
Yeah.
Right. The one that we piled into my house to watch was the Florida State game, right? And the one we would have gone to at the Liberty Bowl was the Florida State game. Like
Sure.
that's the big one.
You probably
That's
would have been wearing your Florida State shirt and saying, "I miss you, Mike."
Definitely would have. Let's see what he's doing it.
Yep.
He's-
No,
I know you.
No, that's not true.
We
You
miss
know
you,
what I
Mike.
said?
Come on back home.
You know what I
You would've
said?
hurt my feelings.
No. You know what I said? I told them week 1. I told them, I said, that dude screwed up.
Oh, getting DJ Ukulele.
He screwed up.
He was buns.
He screwed up. You make one mistake.
Hey, please don't tell me
you
you
can
tried to
just
recruit
wreck it.
him. Were you trying to recruit him at one point?
Oh,
Thank
we had
God.
Seth Hennigan. We were fine. Who you don't like?
I like him.
He's
just
better. He's
goofy.
way better than DJ Ugalele.
He is a goofy bastard. He's been a goofy bastard since the day I met him. I like him just fine.
He's a 22-year-old.
I got it. But
He just got married too, bro.
He did?
Yeah.
He's engaged.
Congrats to
Engaged,
Seth.
yeah.
How about that?
I be seeing him dancing on TikTok.
I mean, maybe he's probably.
Yeah, he be dancing on
You
TikTok.
going to the wedding, Coach? You going to go to his wedding?
I was invited.
Yeah.
I don't want my
I
quarterbacks.
don't think I'm walking him down the aisle, but
Well,
I'll be there.
Bro, you'll be anywhere. We should just invite him to anything. He'll do literally anybody out there. Just ask Ryan Silverfield to come. And he's coming.
Hey, man, our Silverfield, you want me to come to your quinceañera, your bar mitzvah, your wedding? What you need?
Hey,
Anything.
what's up with you and John Gruden? Did y'all have a relationship prior? Because I saw him open that box of stuff. Did you send him that personally?
Yeah, first off, he got a ton of gear. A lot of things I've never
A
seen
lot of
before.
stuff,
I'm like,
yeah.
how's this dude?
Yeah, like, I don't even have that.
Year 10, I'm like, wait, that. What? I go
Why
down
does
our
John Gruden have cooler Memphis gear than you?
Yeah.
That's a great
Is he
question.
the next head coach? What's going on here? No, obviously I've coached against him.
Okay.
But not just kind of a mutual respect. And then he's been doing that box opening thing, and it's gotten
awesome.
a lot of publicity. But it was great. Like so many people, positive feedback from it. It was a wonderful thing. And then our equipment manager got a lot of crap from everybody saying, "What the hell?"
He been holding stuff, man. He been holding stuff back.
Those guys always in the back, like
Because everybody's trying to get free stuff all the
And then I
time.
would get players hit me up, "Hey, can I get my helmet?" And I'm like,
Oh, you did have one player get mad about that.
"Do we?"
Yeah. He was like, yo, I've been trying to get my helmet for years. They said I couldn't get it back.
Yeah, as much as they turn over, it's like
It'd be like that.
we'd run out.
This dude said get tickets so you can meet the players for the first time. I mean, that is college sports
Come
now.
on.
I
That
know.
is college sports.
my pitch.
Bro, you need to give us a roster so we can be like 83. Okay, go Mark.
Hey, the chat has given you a recommendation, because before we get out of this, they've told you that you should wear the hat. Your new thing could be the hat.
Which hat?
They're like the little, not like a coach's hat, but like a top hat on the sideline.
A top hat?
With like the Memphis logo on it. That's what they say that could be your new thing. That's what the chat giving recommendations.
Yeah.
Top hat.
I like a top.
Suspenders.
Please don't wear suspenders.
Wear suspenders.
Some tigers on them, maybe some all
Yeah, tiger stripe suspenders.
Yeah, we need
It's
him to get some
different.
drip for the sideline for this year. We need to this is year 6. It's gonna be a big year. We gotta have some.
Something and something like unique,
Yeah.
right? That makes him stand out from
I'll
everybody.
think about it. I got some time.
Yeah, you do.
Overalls.
You got plenty of time.
I'm just trying to think of something different that nobody else
What's going
does.
Yeah, we didn't put overalls on.
Wear
You trying to have him
overalls.
out there looking crazy, bro.
I mean, it's something nobody else does.
It would stand out for sure.
It would stand out.
It would stand out for sure. All right. Well, look, I guess you guys starting what OTAs or when?
Yeah, OTAs start tomorrow. which is great.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Organized team activities. Got a little on the field. It's not really practice, kind of a jog through of things, but getting back at it. a couple
How many
days
you
a
got
week.
there?
You're allowed to have 10. All right, and
No. How many players?
all of them.
They're all there.
The whole kit and caboodle. The whole crew is there.
Whole crew.
You
So
don't
they
have
don't
any.
even-
You don't have any T.J. Watts or
Wait,
Trey
hold-
Hendrickson or Terry McLaurin's.
Nah, I'll let you know tomorrow
Hold
afternoon.
Wait,
that'll be a show for 2 weeks.
Memphis
So
has
tell me
5.
about these holdouts.
Got holdouts. I know, look, he's already stressed out about
You
it.
stressed him out, bro.
Like,
my
where's
bad.
Tommy?
I'm sorry, Coach.
Hey, wait. How many? It's crazy because do these if you're on a college football team, there is no summer.
They got most of May off, right? They had exams.
Oh, congrats! You got most of May, and then you're back.
Yeah, back and get
It's
after it.
June. What is it? June 11th.
June 11th, bro.
Oh, yeah.
So they're back for good.
They're back. We'll give them a week off during the July 4th break, a couple days before training camp, but it's on.
Oh, bro, it's time.
Starting tomorrow.
It's time.
How about that? Did you guys realize that? That
No,
is
I
a
didn't
hell of a commitment to be
Yeah,
a college
it is.
football player.
All right.
No summer?
No summer. Gotta get to the grind, bro. Come on now. We gotta win some games,
Well,
bro.
these dudes get paid now.
Yeah. We gotta win some games. We got a great home schedule on the slate, bro. Like you said.
Thanks, Dad.
You know what I'm saying?
He said they get 10 OTAs.
Hashtag
he is
all in.
petitioned to get 1,000 OTA. Like, hey, can we do this every day from like 9 until
Why did they get
8
to go
at
home
night?
after exams? This makes no sense.
This makes no sense.
Hey, compliance, can we get rid of this?
We're going to
Carol
find
Alvarez?
out that Memphis is literally the only team that's doing that. Because he's got 4-month twins.
Drive by the same. Why are the lights on? It's a freaking Tuesday night at 11 o'clock. You just hear my voice.
Come on.
They said we should do a show at training camp.
In training camp.
Can we come in there?
Yes, you can.
Let's go.
I've been trying to get more access for you guys. Come on. I would love for you guys to be there.
When is it? When's training camp?
Late July, all the way through August 18th.
Oh,
we're pulling up.
Yeah, perfect.
We're pulling up.
Because that's our dead time, too.
Yeah.
We'll get you guys some shade, a little tent.
It'd be fun to
Brock's going to get you guys set up.
Can we interview some players so the people, like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
People got to be familiar with some of these dudes.
No question. We can even have, like, the NFL Network with a little bit of the practice going on in the background. You guys.
Oh, that's a good idea. Like set up like the McAfee thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that'd be good. We could do that for sure.
Absolutely, we can pull that off.
We can take it on the road.
Let's do it.
All right.
As long as you pump the season tickets, we're good to go.
I'll wear a shirt that says "Buy season tickets now."
Thank you. And I'll be wearing my backwards Walker jersey.
There you go. I got one at the crib.
Walker 93.
Yeah, I got one at the crib.
Hey, the day y'all come out for the show, I will wear the backwards 93.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
No,
it's a bad jersey. I wore it in the celebrity game one time that I didn't play in.
So you know it's clean. It's not dirty.
It's definitely clean.
I'll wear an undershirt.
Yeah, he's gonna wear an undershirt. Yeah. It's all good though.
All right, Brian. We know you need to go get back to fatherhood, so we're going to let you do that.
You sure? Hour 3 of the segment. Let's go.
Who you got tonight in Game 2 of the finals?
Have you watched the NBA Finals at all? No. Not once.
You already gave me a hard time because I don't watch TV now.
You haven't?
No. I wish I could.
Do you know any kids shows yet? Surely you have tried kids shows too.
Not yet.
The kids don't watch
they'll
TV
at least
yet.
stare at the TV. And
That's not what you need. That's not good.
Huh?
I know Baby Einstein and all that other stuff.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, you're Baby Einstein.
I try to get be quiet, so I'm holding the I don't think the machine's supposed to be held up like this, but last night, 8:30 at night, like, okay, I took you on a walk, changed your please let me, like, meanwhile, I haven't even, like, my car's still running in the garage, like, I haven't had a chance to turn it off.
My car is still running in the garage.
It's a blessing.
People are gonna see. They're gonna see you walking around with a beer and a two-barrel stroller.
Yep.
If you see Ryan Silverfield out on the street pushing a stroller with a long neck in it, just say, "We're with you, Coach."
Go Tigers, go, Coach.
My neighbors know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, good luck to you, man. All right, we're gonna
Appreciate
take a
you guys,
quick
as
break,
always.
and we'll be back after this. Chris Vernon Show.
What should the Grizzlies take away from this Western Conference Finals matchup?
The Grizzlies need more quality depth. Not just depth, quality depth.
Well, what the Memphis Grizzlies can learn and take away from the Western Conference Finals is you can't talk about it, you got to be about it.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to GrizzBeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
You've seen the Grizz line jamming on the court and rocking out on Beale Street, and this is your chance to join the best drum line in the NBA. Grizz line entertains Grizz Nation at home games and events in the Mid-South through their impressive techniques and energetic shows. If you have experience in drumming and marching and love entertaining, Grizz line is the perfect opportunity for you to combine percussion and performance. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Sign up today by visiting grizzlies.com/auditions.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. Show. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Bain drives.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Close. He hits and the Grizzlies have the lead.
Yeah!
Jarrett with a knockaway.
Good defense.
Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
There's no doubt. Let's go.
The Grizzlies, grannies, and grandpas have the right moves and are currently looking for new members to join their team for the upcoming season. These soulful seniors are a fan favorite group throughout Grizz Nation. You do not have to be a grandparent, but you must be at least 50 years old with personality, rhythm, and passion for performing. If that sounds like you, then we want to see you on Sunday, June 29th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information. Have you always dreamed of entertaining on the biggest stage in Memphis? The Claw Crew is looking for members to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. Claw Crew members are hardworking, high-energy entertainers who assist Grizzlies home games by hyping up the crowd and much more. Not only do they support the Grizzlies on home games, but also promote in Memphis and across the Mid-South. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information and to register today.
Welcome back to the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, back to your host, Chris Vernon.
Outside with the G's and the homies. OG fresh out ducking the police. White t-shirt, locs on, riding dirty. Trick, don't talk to me when I'm counting up money. Yeah, west side, east side, it's active. I just stepped in the party.
All right, we're back. Chris Vernon Show. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Silverfield changed,
he
man,
was great.
man, isn't he?
Shout out, Coach, man.
Yeah.
Super chill.
Obviously, always big fans of Ryan and hope that Memphis is having a, it's going to be a very interesting season because we're going to have to get used to new names, right?
Yeah. And they're projected 6, bro. Now, that's the thing I sent y'all last night.
They do said 3 returning starters.
Yeah.
They're predicted 6th.
I sent y'all last night
on Athlon.
Athlon
That's right.
Projection to be 6th place.
That's so disrespectful. It's
so
unbelievable.
disrespectful.
Stop disrespecting us, bro.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Stop disrespecting us. Our coach talked to Quavo every day.
Yeah. Does your coach talk to Quavo?
He really said
all the
I
time?
talked to Quavo.
We love to see it.
I love it. I love it. So, anyways, yeah, they and I think we learned a lot about not only the football team, but also just kind of the way it all works, right? And I think the frustrations that go along with coaching big time college football right now, because in the end, you take a step back and you go, bro, they went 11-2, and it's 11 straight bowl games. I've been around here now for 25 years, and I remember what it was like when a guy that I worked with on a daily basis, the originator of sports talk in Memphis, George Lapidus, had real discussions on the show of them shutting down the football program.
Wow.
Is it just better for us to not play football? Because it was like, and I remember Tommy West, who I loved, post D'Angelo Williams, who was the best player we had ever seen play at Memphis, have his press conference at the end, and when it was all said and done, and he said, put something into it or do away with it. It's painful. The best closing press conference of a fired coach ever.
It was amazing.
In history.
I remember another time, too, and we tried to help out Larry Porter, but, I mean, I remember you going on the buddies with WJOX in Birmingham and them asking you about Dontari Poe because we had a top 20 pick in the NFL draft in our team, and you were like, I have no idea about Dontari Poe.
Yeah, we were
we
1 and 11.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
Yeah.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
And now, I mean, it's 11 straight years of a bowl game, which is the most of any non-power school in the country. And it's seventh most if you throw in the power schools.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, like, it has been a consistently really good program that's been fun to watch over the course of a decade. So
I thought that was for Silverfield. I thought that was, I mean, he comes in here with us once a year and just chops it up.
Yep.
I thought that was by far the best.
The most relaxed he's been.
I thought the most relaxed he has ever looked. And throughout all this landscaping and how much more difficult it is, and he talked about some of it, dude, he loves this.
Yeah.
He loves it. Like, he does it. You could change anything. You could make all the changes you want. He loves it.
Yes. Yeah. He loves coaching the football team, and I also think that he I mean, look, I know. He thinks he got some players.
He does.
Now.
He thinks he's got players.
You got some players. And if you got a quarterback, and for sure he's got 2 or 3 running backs. He's got an awesome receiver. The one thing I forgot to ask about, I feel bad about, is that in this day and age, it was pretty amazing. He kept the offensive coordinator and both defensive coordinators.
Yeah.
It's been the hardest thing in the world to keep your coaches. That's what you lose. And he's kind of sustained success.
Mm-hmm.
You get at Memphis, like a place like Memphis, you can keep getting paid, but they ain't got money for that.
Yeah, your coordinators.
You're losing them.
I mean, the coordinators.
But this is going to be 4 years, I think.
Yeah,
now,
Cramsey
4 years with
stayed.
Cramsey, and it's and then they got the co-defensive coordinators they're both returning.
Let me look. I'll make sure I get the D coordinator right because he was. There's
There's 2 of them.
Jordan Hankins.
Yeah,
Hankins and Larry Smith. Yeah,
That's
Hankins been there for a couple of years now. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways,
shout out, coach, man.
Yeah, cool to have him in. All right. Obviously, the big news of the day regarding what we typically talk about is the NBA Finals, which are going on tonight. And I've told you guys since Game 2 ended, like, I think it's going to be 2-2 after they leave Indiana. I would be surprised if it's not 2-2 after they leave Indiana. I do not think that the Thunder are going to win both of these games. And I am surprised that that the margin is the margin tonight. I mean, it's 5.5, so I guess it's gone up too, right? Because wasn't it 4.5 when we first started talking about it? So
it's wild.
Yeah, man. So I mean that game bridge is gonna be lit tonight.
Bro, it's gonna be lit.
Like
on another
an
level.
NBA Finals game.
The only thing I can think
for them.
First one says 97.
The only thing I could think is that the Pacers they're too wound up.
Maybe.
Like that's the only. But because I'm with you on it. Like it feels like,
bro, that crowd.
This is gonna be crazy.
It might be one of the best. I think tonight's gonna be one of the best crowds we've ever heard.
The first Finals home game that they have had with a chance to take control of a series. And look, the next game you win, you know for sure, hell or high water, you're getting a Game 6 in your home arena.
Mm-hmm.
I am super excited about it. The other news that we needed to mention today was good news on the Deion front. We covered that yesterday, but he has updated everybody, and it seems like he's okay and good to go. It was so cryptic, on the whole what's wrong with Deion Sanders. He's gone back to Texas. He's got these health scares. His son is on a live stream saying, I'm staying here until Dad's okay, but he's doing well. At least Deion, I think after big headlines yesterday, tried to put everybody, because he canceled a speaking engagement. He wasn't there for the Deion Sanders camps at Colorado, and everybody's like, what is going on? And, of course, he's had, he's lost 2 toes. He had the blood clots that he missed Pac-12 Media Day, and now here's another health issue that's going on. God forbid something terrible be wrong. But he kind of tried to quell all of that since we last spoke about it. The Knicks are an abject disaster on this coaching thing because I just don't, we've talked so many times, like, you can't make huge decisions unless you know that you're going to be fine once you make said huge decision. And a huge decision is getting rid of a coach that just led you to your most successful season in over 2 decades. And I talked about this when I was on with Gary earlier today, and I do wonder. I'm not saying it is 100% valid. I am saying it is absolutely plausible that the Colin Cowherd theory on James Dolan is correct, and that James Dolan was always meddling and involved, and that's why that thing was always a dumpster fire. Mm-hmm. And then James Dolan built the Sphere, and James Dolan had a new thing to take up all his time and to be interested in, and a new baby, and the thing that was his priority. And guess what? He got out of the way, and all of a sudden the Knicks had their most success in forever. And then you read the stories, and like James Dolan was in the exit interviews.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, did you just walk in and burn it down again?
Flip the table over.
I don't know, but I kind of buy that whole, you haven't heard about him meddling and all that, but it's like, oh, well, my team's good. Let me get back involved in that now, right?
Yep.
And it's like, because look, if you ever listen to Mad Dog Russo, who was the king of sports talk media there, along with Mike and the Mad Dog, Russo will tell you it's the owner. That's why the Knicks have always been the Knicks. It's the owner. It's Jim Dolan. That's why. So you want to look around, you want to say, oh, it's because of Brunson. Oh, it's because of Towns. Oh, it's because of Leon Rose. Like, it's Dolan. Mm-hmm. It's always Dolan. He's like, I've been here for decades. When something goofy as hell happens, it's always the owner.
Yep.
So the one I remember when Donnie Walsh was in charge, and Donnie Walsh was an amazing executive with the Indiana Pacers and built the Pacers teams in the 90s and the finals team that we saw that lost to the Lakers. And Donnie Walsh took over the Knicks. They had Mike D'Antoni. They signed Amari Stoudemire, and they had tons of talent. They had Linsanity. They had Wilson Chandler when he was a good player. They had good players. And Carmelo Anthony became available, and he wanted to go to New York. And it's like, dude, D'Antoni and those guys, they didn't want Carmelo, but James Dolan wanted Carmelo. And so then they have to trade everything for Carmelo, and then it all just boom, down again.
Here you go. Here, I found it. Hold on.
Oh, this is Leon Rose. Nonsense. I don't want to hear from Rose. Everybody knows that Rose had nothing to do with this. This is Dolan, and this is Dolan. This is not Leon Rose. Please, don't go to Leon Rose. It's not him.
It's not him. It's not him.
And the hilarious thing is, hold on. There's more on this.
That's crazy, bro.
He starts yelling about James Dolan and saying, at one point he yells, he wouldn't even know who George Mikan is. Like, what are you talking about? And Mike Francesa, on the other hand, he had it on good authority that Leon Rose fired Tom Thibodeau. And it was 100% Leon Rose. So, I mean, you had the two guys that were competing. But Francesa's always been a Dolan guy.
But I think, because I'm with Mad Dog, because I think, like, Leon Rose is smart enough to know.
Here you go.
He's one of these guys who takes you to a certain level, and you can, but he can't take you all the way. Oh, nonsense. Take you to a certain level. Anybody who knows anything about basketball knows that Indiana had better players and more of them than the Knicks did. Much more of them. Much more of them. And everybody knows.
Oh, shoot.
Lord,
Yeah.
bro. I love how you screaming the whole time, too, by the way.
Mad Dog, the energy that
time.
guy has the whole time it's crazy.
I'm with it.
He stays.
But no,
I
think I'm with Mad Dog on this because like Leon Rose has been around NBA circles forever. Like, you think Leon Rose is like, we're gonna go get Ime Udoka or Chris Finch or Jason Kidd? Like, he knows knows they can't get those guys.
James Jones
like, he knows that.
Let's swim in the big fish pond, bro.
Yeah.
Then the big fish are
Leon Rose is like,
we don't want to do that.
You know it costs like money, and which is fine, but you know it's going to cost draft picks to get those guys, and we don't have them now because we traded all of them for Mikal Bridges.
He doesn't even know that, probably.
And James Jones is like, hey, we're going to get him. We're in New York. We're going to get him. It's like, no, you can't. This isn't college. You can't just go get a coach who's under contract from another school.
The NBA knows if Anthony Towns or OG make a free throw, or if God didn't let the ball bounce in with Halliburton's 3 or 2 at the end of game 1, the Knicks would have won that series.
Damn.
But this is about Dolan. Don't let anybody hear you. Don't let anybody in America hear you say, this is Leon Rose. Nonsense. Nonsense. Rose and Thibodeau are tight. He's his agent. This has got nothing to do with, you think Rose wanted to fire Tom Thibodeau after he got to a conference final? But Rose doesn't have any power there. Dolan does. He sits on the baseline with a dopey hat on, thinking that he knows something about, but he wouldn't even know who George Mikan is.
Not George Mikan.
He wouldn't even know who George Mikan is.
I love it. I love it, bro.
So, I mean, you got the competing, the competing narratives there. But the only reason is, the reason it draws me back to like a lot of the Dolan stuff is like, how do you explain this? Leon Rose is a smart guy, bro.
He knows.
Why you wouldn't fire your coach unless you knew you had something set up?
Exactly.
And I thought,
especially with the names that.
And I did it on Monday night on our Mismatch show. I told him, I said, isn't this for sure going to be Jason Kidd? Like, it's already leaked out. Shams is already saying they're asking for permission to speak to Jason Kidd. And as I told you guys, there is no asking for permission. You're asking to hire Jason Kidd.
Yes.
You're sitting down and interviewing Jason Kidd. Either you want, but now they say, there's Jay Wright, and there's Ime Udoka, and there's Chris Finch, and there's, what? This doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to fire the guy that just led you to your most success in 20 years and not know where you're going if you fire him.
And guess what? They did. They asked the Rockets, can we talk to Ime Udoka? And the Rockets go, no.
You
and
can't.
they asked the Timberwolves if they could talk to Chris Finch, and the Timberwolves go, no, you can't. This isn't college. You can't just go hire a coach who's under contract.
We're the only ones.
It costs stuff.
We're the only ones that allowed that to happen, which was Dave Yeager. Yes, go talk to the Kings.
Yes, you can go. You can
By
go.
all means.
Yeah, that's a weird situation, bro. That's like
You just gotta have a backup plan.
Yeah. That's like quitting a job as a person and not having a job lined up. You know what I'm saying?
I'll figure it out. You can't just figure it out after you go to the Eastern Conference Finals. And the other thing is, now you're like, what? Did you not have a?
They're gonna end up hiring Taylor.
Hire who?
I figured Malone.
They could do Malone.
Taylor Jenkins?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, you look at the names. It's like,
no, you're right.
Udoka, Finch, Jason Kidd. Those teams.
I kind
all
of
said
agree
no.
with Gary. I think Taylor would be.
Yeah.
I think it's a minnow amongst sharks in New York.
Jay Wright said no. Jay Wright said he's not going to come out.
Basketball-wise, he'd be fine, and he'd probably get them to play great. I think Taylor Jenkins is a really good coach.
It's
I've
the
said
first
that.
word salad he spits and be like, yo.
But bro, the media side of that thing that's a different world.
They get tired of the filibustering real fast.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Jay Wright said no. Yeah, everybody just said no to them. It's crazy. Everybody's saying no to the Knicks, bro. And I know somebody's. Let's see.
Well, they're not saying no. Wright wants to stay retired.
The teams are saying no. You can't talk to.
I'd imagine Jason Kidd would probably love to coach the Knicks.
Yeah.
And the Mavericks are like, no.
But in a situation, then the Mavs are.
Right.
Well, the Mavericks are probably like, well, we want this. We're going to want this and this.
Right.
For you to get him out of his contract, for us to let you have him. And the Knicks probably don't have it because they traded all their picks for Mikal Bridges.
Yeah. And the other thing is we need to mention that Durant and his they already leaked that out about Durant is looking at trade options, and teams that have expressed interest in Durant, sources said, mainly feature the Rockets, the Spurs, the Heat, the Wolves, the Knicks.
I hate the two of those teams are in our division.
Well, and it said that there's other wild card suitors that have made inquiries about it, whatever. But, I mean, it's going to be one of the huge it's for sure going to be one of the huge, dominoes to fall, right? Because we know Durant's moving somewhere. We will see on the Giannis front, but this whole idea that this is going to be a super active offseason. So we know this. Kevin Durant is going to be on a different team next year.
Yeah, I'm a Roser. I think he's the first domino. I think when that domino falls, that's when everything else.
Everything else can start going in motion.
I saw Windhorst talk about yesterday that the Giannis thing is pretty much like he didn't ask for a trade.
Well, and it certainly changes things if he goes to either the Rockets, the Spurs, or the Wolves.
Yeah,
right. If he were to go to the Knicks or the Heat, I wonder if the Knicks thing that would be interesting. I wonder if they would do the Booker Towns thing.
Oh, that would be dope.
You know what I mean?
Kentucky in the NBA,
right?
That's the one I saw.
Like they may be the team that actually would take on the Towns. I don't know.
And there was that thing that came out that the Suns wanted a center.
Yeah.
They want to shore up the center spot.
Yeah.
Not with Cat. Cat ain't no center.
Yeah.
But I mean, KD, man. Whew. When do you think it's going to? It says that they wanted to happen before the draft. The draft's when?
Draft is in 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. That domino's finna fall.
Yeah. 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah,
right?
That domino's finna fall.
Yeah. Tomorrow's the 12th. It's the 26th, right?
Yeah.
It's Thursday night. Yeah. I think it's June 26th.
You see the Trae Young thing been coming up too?
No.
You see that?
What?
His name's been coming up in like a lot of just like possible trades this summer.
I don't think they're going to move Trae Young. Yeah. If I'm them, we talked about this on our Monday night show, but if I'm them, because they got all new management, I would sit there and go, all right, I got Trae, I got Jaylon Johnson, I got Risha Shea, I got Dyson Daniels, and that's it. And like, all right, now we got to build out around this. But I mean, I think they could be really good quickly. Yeah, and they got a good coach.
The East is not good. So
Atlanta, that's not a teardown to me. Like that's like let's fix around the edges here and get good.
And it's not crazy for
Sacramento.
Huh?
It was Sacramento. It was Grant Afseth.
Good God.
Sacramento was the team that they said that talked about.
Sacramento's so stupid.
Well, you got Indiana next year. You've got the Knicks should probably still be good because of their roster, but like
they really are.
They really are, bro.
They're so stupid.
You traded away De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton, only to make like the 2015.
That light the beam
Bulls.
thing was the most fun thing in the entire NBA, and they lost
the coach
but they lost in like this crazy 50-point Steph Curry fashion in a Game 7. It's like.
They traded all that
within
to be
a year and a half. The whole thing's going to hell.
Tore down
to be the 2022 Chicago Bulls.
Crazy. Oh, I laughed so hard. I was listening to Russillo and Simmons this weekend. I laughed so hard. Russillo tried to make a Patrick Williams to the Kings joke. And I was like, you're just gonna try to run it back completely.
It's gonna be the Bulls.
Yeah. Be the Bulls of the West,
2022
bro.
Just run it back completely.
It'll be the Bulls of the West.
Yes.
Just a bunch of mid.
All right. Thank you to Ryan Silverfield for joining us. Thanks to Devin Walker. Thanks to John Roser across the glass.
Let's go Pacers.
I've got the Pacers tonight.
Yes,
you
sir.
You sticking with your Dr. Thunder?
Yes.
Oh, God.
You want to pump your chest out like
He's
that?
saying,
Dr. Thunder till I die. Get ready, Indianapolis. There's a storm coming. Thunder.
Somebody just send me a Pacers shirt. I might pull it out tomorrow.
I thought you were getting Pacer shirts for all of us.
Well, the person just sent me one. I don't know why he didn't send it.
Seriously, I need to clean my toilet. Give me a Pacers shirt. Go Thunder!
Oh, gross.
Actually, let me hit.
Yes, sirs.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna hit that person up because they only sent one.
Yes, sirs.
I still hate that a lot.
I hate it too, but
we can't deny.
I'm all in.
We're all in.
I'm all in.
We're locked in. Let's go. Come on, Tyrese.
Sirs.
Bounce back tonight.
Yeah. What the hell?
What the hell?
All right. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks to Jaylon back in the studio. Thanks to Devin Walker. Thanks to John Roser across the glass. Until tomorrow, we go.